TMU is a good team, and I thought, we really took care of some of our details in the first half, and then they stepped up their energy, and we sort of backed off a little bit. And so for me, that's the big focus for us is how, when great teams are stepping up or picking it up, how are you keeping up with them? How are you rematching it and stepping up your own level? Because we knew that was going to be a battle. So I'm pretty proud of us in that first half, and it gives us a lot of takeaways to build into like a 40-minute, four-quarter game.
Hey, Coach, so obviously, the game kind of tailed away the second half, but in that first quarter, you guys kept it close, and you got a big shot to end the quarter that made yourselves within two. What was kind of like the mindset on the bench after that first quarter?
Again, I think just energy, right? And it's easier to be focused at the start of the game. It's easier to be focused in the first half. And as time goes on, as you get tired, that's where you see some separation. And so it was great for us to come out and be able to execute in that first quarter. Obviously, going into the quarter break with some momentum on that shot is awesome and exciting. And, we want some of those possessions because we did fight back in that first quarter. And even in that second quarter to keep it close. So our goal is to pay attention to that as we go so we don't feel like we're always coming from behind.
In the fourth quarter, Taylor Scott was pretty impressive. And then there were some small wins there for your team, defensive stops, nice offensive plays. How important is that stuff to build on going into tomorrow's game?
Extremely important. The few 24-second calls we got at the end there, the turnover where we got the ball back on the baseline, I think that was a Taylor 4-0 run. Those are huge plays of us taking care of details. And for me, it's taking care of it all the way through the game. And for Taylor, she's somebody so far this whole season, we've been able to rely on her for rebounds, finishing in the paint, getting herself to the line. So really excited about who she is and what she's going to be for our program.
Grace Ammendolia had a really solid gameplay from the field, 7 of 14. It looked like she was kind of turning the corner a little bit offensively. What were some of the takeaways you had from her game?
I think she's really stepped into a bigger role in her second year. For me, when she drives downhill, she is so long. She has a huge vert that it's really hard to challenge her at the rim. And so getting that contact, picking up the ball early, and I think we see that a lot in her game. And somebody who can shoot the three, can shoot the pull-up. So really well-rounded player for us to keep building.
Coaching question for you. Obviously, talking to Carly Clark before the game, a veteran coach for sure in the OUA and U Sports. For yourself, how important is it being a younger head coach to learn from individuals like Carly, and what do you learn when you watch the game from a coach's standpoint, kind of in her shoes, but in your own?
A lot. You look at adjustments. What are they running? What are they talking about? For me, it's what some of the feedback that she's putting in on the floor. I've been fortunate to be able to watch some of her practices with the national team and work with her in that space. So I get a pretty hands-on learning opportunity. And even at the end of the game, I'm asking her questions about technically what we need. And I think her answers will be more detailed after we're done playing in 2 weeks. But she's definitely somebody I reach out to and learn a lot from, and I'm really excited to share the floor with her as well.
You guys might be right here. 2 minutes on the clock here.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Hey.
How has that growth of the team been like since the start of the season?
We're getting better. We really are, and I feel that. I'm really excited about that. I hope the players feel that. From when I first started in September, when I first got here in July, August, we are taking strides, and that's really what it's about, is those building blocks and putting it together and laying down the foundation. So, we had a question about the end of the game and getting those 24-second calls and executing, and a little 4-0 run with Taylor, and those moments mean a lot for who we want to be in the long run. And, it doesn't all happen at once.
How do you find those moments in terms of how can the team kind of carry that, take that and carry that?
I hope recognizing those small steps. You can't build huge programs and huge teams in a second, and it takes a lot of work, especially when you have a new coach and especially when you have new players coming in. The team lost 4 pretty veteran leaders for the program as well. So for us, it's how are we building our own foundation and culture, and all those little details matter. I'm a big details person across the board. Yeah, I'm surprised at how comfortable it felt. Maybe I didn't take enough time to take it all in, but it just felt like business as usual, and maybe that's because I am used to being on Burge's floor. Pre-game, I always come in when it's set up before any of the players are out, and I take some moments there, so that kind of helped me stay grounded. But it's just exciting to play in front of this group, and back to that first quarter shot, the shot to end the quarter, huge energy for us, and you hear it in the crowd, so it's just nice to be here.
UFC tomorrow. What are you looking for out of the girls, and what do you expect of varsity Blues?
Yeah, they are huge rebounders, especially on the offensive glass, so similar to us for today. How are we boxing out? How are we going to get the ball and trying to play at some pace and focus through that 40-minute game for us? So minute by minute, quarter by quarter, how are we taking care of our details?
We're here with Grace Ammendolia and Emily Frankovic of the McMaster Marauders women's basketball team after their home opener against TMU. Let's just start. How are you two feeling after this game?
I think it's kind of crazy that our season has started already, which is exciting. Obviously not the outcome we wanted, but I think we learned a lot as a team throughout it.
Yeah, I think we were all really excited, so we came in with a lot of energy. Our first quarter, I think we were really proud of. So, yeah, it's building on that, I think. But, yeah, good start.
Coming off out of like the half and continuing that energy of like wanting it and, not having those dips. But yeah.
Emily, what do you think were kind of the big challenges going into tonight? Obviously, TMU are a really good team. Seen them before, but obviously a strong night from them tonight. What did you see out of them, and how do you kind of regroup going forward?
I think they're just a really talented team. They've got a lot of really key players that it's focusing on defending 5 on the floor. They've got a couple of girls who are like definitely going to be all-star contenders based on the last couple of seasons. So yeah, it's just building on some momentum and hitting first and using our strength that I know that we have. So yeah, they're just a strong team and like competitive, always are.
Grace, 16 points, 7 for 14 from the field. What was working tonight for you, and how do you feel out there?
I think speed is a big thing for me. So I think coming off of like screens with speed and just looking for those gaps really worked today. And also like my teammates were feeding me the ball really well, especially Jocelyn, like on that buzzer beater at the quarter. She like made a great pass. Like Amaya took it in to Jocelyn, quick relay to me, and I think it worked really well, moving the ball for us.
Yeah.
For both of you, Taylor Scott with 11 off the bench today as a freshman. What's kind of been the impact of her in the early part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's been huge. Like all the preseason games that we've been playing, coming off the bench, she's been absolutely incredible. She's one of the most athletic girls that I think most of us have ever seen.
Yeah.
So just using her strengths and what she's good at and keeping her composed and going after what we know that she can, I think has been really key for us and really, going to be really huge moving forward. But just building on like what we've had in preseason, like what she's able to do.
Yeah, she's like, I was saying, she's on like a linear right now. Like she is so consistent in what she does.
Yeah.
She brings a lot for us on both ends of the floor. Very physical. Will block anyone, very long.
Yeah, she can jump out of the gym.
Yeah, she is very, very athletic. So I think she's like going to be a really, really good like key player for us throughout these years. Yeah.
Grace, you mentioned about that learning and stuff, and what
Yeah.
opening and stuff. From the start of the season to now, what has overall for yourself personally and overall as a team like that learning been like?
I think a big thing for us is like holding each other accountable and like having trust in each other. Of like when we are working together as a team, that's like our best moments when we're pushing the ball with pace and moving the ball quickly. Getting in those gaps, like that's just been a big learning thing for us, especially with our new coach. Like she's been awesome and we've been learning so much from her. So yeah, we're just like continuing to like build on things, and I think it's been really good so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think she nailed it. It's been a lot of coming with pace, coming to the ball, wanting the ball, being in control of the controllables has been a huge growth for us. So yeah, it's holding each other accountable. Coach is holding us accountable right now. So we're just building on what we can. Yeah.
What have the first couple of weeks been like playing under? Obviously, you guys played under Coach Burns last couple of seasons. How has Coach Izzy been, and what's that been like for the team?
Oh, she's awesome.
She's awesome. Like she's like
so
such a
great.
competitive person, and like it like puts it on us to like have that drive and that focus
Yeah.
to like match her level of compete. So like showing up to practice every day is like a big emphasis on like working hard for the 2 hours, and that will translate in our game like 4 times a week. So yeah.
Yeah, I think naturally we're very competitive, like being university athletes, but somehow she like pulls more competitiveness out of us, and like the culture that we're building behind the scenes has been like super incredible. We're like a super tight group. So
Yeah.
like I think that's also going to translate on the floor, is how much time we spend together and just like how much we get along and want to be together and like
Yeah.
support each other.
To add on that, her energy is like unmatched,
Through the
like
roof.
through the roof. Like you walk into practice,
Yeah.
high fives to everyone. Like she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the whole, like you mentioned the competitiveness, the energy. I'm wondering in terms of like day-to-day with practices, like what are kind of examples or instances where you really see that competitiveness, see that.
Oh my gosh, it's like as soon as we walk in the door, like it's
Yeah.
she's everybody, like she's trying to get in on everybody's dribbling, she's trying to block shots, she's playing defense on us throughout all the drills. Like she's got all of our assistant coaches playing defense on us. We've got a really talented scout team that comes out. So I think like that's been really pulling our competitiveness out too, and like our compete and drive for the 2 hours, like Grace was saying, in practice.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of talking about Izzy, new season, you've got a few fresh recruits in there. What are we kind of looking forward to for the rest of the season as we start?
I'm just excited for our growth. Like we lost 4 of our like vets last year who were starters, so it's like been kind of a rebuild and just like adjusting to like the new right now. So yeah, I'm just excited to keep building and to keep learning and to like
Yeah.
being able to connect with one another and mesh with one another as we keep going.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to like start a new chapter, build on like what we've had in the past, and like really just see where we can skyrocket to, because I think this group is a really talented group with very talented coaching staff. So I think that there's like a lot of potential, and I don't know, it's just always fun to come into the gym. So like I look forward to coming in every single day. So
Me too. Yeah.
Quick turnaround UFC tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you guys know about them, and what are you looking for? What can you take away from tonight, obviously, to put into tomorrow's?
I think a big thing for us is just like playing our game. Like
Yeah.
when we play our game, when we play together, we play fast. That'll really
fun.
help. Like having fun, energy. When we're loud, like that's when we play our best. So just
Yeah.
translating that to tomorrow and playing like how we did in that first half today, and just like keeping our foot on the gas. So.
yeah, I mean, we've seen TMU in preseason, so I think we know what we're looking for, and we know that they've got some very talented bigs. So just preparing for some physicality, and I think we did a good job boxing out today in some instances. So building on that and being ready for them to hit them first.
Yeah.
Question about your own play style. What's your signature move?
You want to go first?
I know what yours is.
Mine's I like
Chris is gonna,
I like a stretch layup.
it's gonna go downhill, right in and
downhill,
stretch
right?
through.
Yeah, that's mine.
Mine, I'm gonna look for a mid-range jump shot most of the time. I'd say I'm gonna elevate.
Coach Burns would always tell her to elevate.
That's my that was Burns' word. And then unknowingly, Izzy, when on one of our meetings, she was like, "And then you just need to elevate." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like you guys hadn't even talked yet, like about it, and you guys gave the same word. So I'd say somewhere in the mid-range jump shot area.
Thanks for doing this. Good luck the rest of the way.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.